Good day, my friends. Good day. Good day. I see you. Let me first start off by saying happy birthday, America. That's right. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing wrong with saying it. Say it. Say it. Everybody say it. Happy birthday, America. Is it corny? You betcha. You know what corny means? Sentimental, traditional, good, valued, rational. That's what it means. Happy birthday, America. And if you don't like that, you know what you can do. I say it. And remember something too? This goes without saying. In fact, it's axiomatic. You may hate the government, and I despise. Something happens when you put people in charge. Something drastically horrible happens when you put people in charge. It's true. And this is the worst iteration of I don't know what there is. But that does not have anything to do with our country and our people and our traditions and our food and our music and our everything. I can't say it enough. I simply cannot say it enough. I think there's so much that we do that is great. And I've said this before, and I will say it, as you know, again. I will say it. The thing that we do probably better than anybody is our music. What we have been able to do, this group of people who are racist and sexist, look at the music. I'm shocked. Black, white, name it. Name it. Everything that we've done in this little kind of, I don't know, this baby country. I mean, think about what we've done. 246 years old. I mean, my God. Look at how people still love us. Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. People still love this place. They love this country. There are places and parts of the country that are still good. Let me also tell you something. New York has caught more nonsense than you can imagine. How many people, honey, still think that there's restrictions? Like, for example, the cutting room? None.
I want to say despite everything going on, they're overboard.
On September September, I keep saying September. I don't know why I keep saying September. July, this month, on the 16th of the cutting room, there's nothing. There's no vax requirements. No, nothing. It's open. It's open. This weekend, we're walking, and at Lincoln Center, there's the world's largest disco ball. People are coming out. They're doing salsa at night. It's overblown. Look at somebody writes, 60 people shot in Chicago. Not everybody's shot in Chicago. I know people in Chicago. You know what they're saying? We're not shot. We're going out. It is bad. It is. But it's not over. We're not even close to being over. This country, we just get into this negativity because we love it. We love talking about this as though it's becoming, I don't know what it is. And I find myself doing it too. I'll be the first to plead guilty. There's Biden's, there's gases, there's the home prices, nobody's doing anything, and the kids are stupid. And oh, come on, stop it, shut up. It's better still today than places on this planet. And I'm not being pie in the sky. And we've got a long way to go. Believe me, a long way to go and a short time to get there. Or eastbound, just watch old bandit run. I think Jerry Reed said it best. This is this thing. Larry says, there are two seasons in Chicago, winter and construction. Construction. You should see the construction here in New York. I don't know who's moving into these buildings. Christine Z, look at that, sends a shout out to you. Look at that, fan page, Mrs. L, thank you, look at that. Feel the love, feel the love. Oh, things are rotten. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Yes. I know that. I'm not moving anywhere. You moving anywhere? I'm not moving anywhere. You don't know how bad. This is the worst. This is the worst thing I go through. I hate this. People say, "Are you traveling?" Well, I don't know. I got to tell you something. I hate traveling. I hate airports, especially now. Canceling flights. I'm going to say something now. And I'm sorry I'm saying this, but I'm going to be honest with you. And this is to my great friends, my great Parisian friends. I have no interest in going to Paris. Maybe someday, yeah. In fact, when I talk about France, everybody says, we're going to go to Paris. You want to go to Paris? No, I'm in New York. No, Grant, believe me, I know. I don't understand going to see the Eiffel Tower. Please forgive me. Oh, there it is. There she is. The Eiffel Tower. You want to go up there? No. I want to go to the top. I live in New York. I've been in building. We have the Statue of Liberty. You know how many times people go to the Statue of Liberty? None. You look at it. Oh, there it is. It is something to see. It's green. Okay. Did I need to come here to see this? No. You can if you want. Do I want to see the Grand Canyon? No. I don't understand. I'm sorry to say this. I know I sound boorish. I know I sound like some type of a jadrul saying this, and I recognize that fact. And I you know, I'm very different. Let me tell you something about me. If you want me not to do something, tell me everybody's doing it, and I won't do it. Tell me everybody's doing it. I don't want to do that. Somebody went on a cruise. Oh my God! Don't even get me started with that. But you know what I might want to do? Somebody mentioned I might want to go to your town, and I swear to God, I might want to go. I might want to pull up. Mrs. Ellen and I pull up in our camper, in our Airstream, and I say, I want you to tell me where you go, where the locals go. What do you have in your town? Tell me right now. Christos, Fred, Carol DeJong, what do you have? If I'm going to come to your, forget dietary, whatever, what's the thing in your town that you have, your food, your local joint, that everybody, you got to go to this place. You got to go to this place. What is it? Where is the thing I want to travel in this country? I want to see where people live in this country. I'm sorry. I see these food blogs. Have you ever seen Mark Wien's Food Ranger? This is the most hideous stuff I've ever seen in the most god-awful places. Here we are today in, that's the way you pronounce it, in the Himalayas, and I'm so excited to eat yak uterus, and no. What are you doing? Billy Pierce, kayfabe. Where is Green Lantern Pizza in Detroit? Not much culture here. Stop it. Do you know one of the greatest things that we do in this country is pizza? And I'm going to say something to you right now, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to say, I have lost my mind. Pizza is the greatest thing in the world, and you can have it plant-based. You can have it with cheese or meat or no cheese or just tomato, whatever you want. Everybody can eat pizza. There is no excuse not to eat pizza. None. Okay? None. And what amazes me about pizza is very simply this. I could take 5 people. I'm going to give you this. We're all going to have the same flour, the same water, the same salt, the same yeast, the same oven, the same everything. Same tomatoes, same cheese. Everybody has the same. And there'll be 5 completely different styles. Oh, you want to have yours thin. You want to have yours thick. You want to have yours in a pan. And I want to say something. I want to say a shout out to what's going to be the number one, well, not number one perhaps, but the new trend is Detroit style pizza. In these steel pans they got from the automotive factories, these steel pans. It's kind of like Chicago deep dish, but not really, sort of, whatever. Burnt, kind of crispy. Phenomenal. Umberto's New Hyde Park. We've been there, right? That's the home of the grandma, right? Grandma pizza. Pizza. You think to yourself, what is it? There's so much. Oh my God. The styles. There are some pizzas. There's a guy on, God bless him, what a racket. You know that guy, Portnoy, does pizza. He raised pizza. There has never been, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying to you. It does not exist, this thing called horrible, terrible pizza. It does. There is some, listen, you can get stuff that's frozen. I'm not talking about that. But for you to sit there and say, this pizza is better than this pizza, you can't do it. Each one is different. They've got places here in New York, pizza tours. You don't know how many kind of pizza. There's sfincione. Oh God, the regular pizza, thin, New York style. There's the focaccia style. There's this style. There's that style. Even Pizza Hut. I don't care which. Let's leave politics out of this. Who would have thought there would be this? Look at this. Hot wings with blue cheese. Ground beef, fresh tomatoes, and anchovies. That's you. That's your style. St. Louis style de pizza. That's another thing, too. St. Louis is one of... I say St. Louis. I've been to the Arch, Bevo Mill, blah, blah, blah. Every part of the country has its thing. And I'm going to say something right now. If you like pineapple pizza, go ahead. Doesn't matter. Cold Little Caesars at 3 a.m. Anyone? Remember Christine Lavin, cold pizza and beer? Spumoni's is so... I like when they say overrated. It's not pizza, it's DiGiorno's. Look at this. New York pizza is horrible, oily, doughy, and flavorless. That is patently absurd, but you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled. Everybody's entitled. Let me tell you what I don't like. There's a style that comes out, and it's this. It's where the pizzaioli make. De Farah's, and they take these, the blistered. And they run oil on it at the end, which I don't know why you do that, but anyway. I'm not a big fan of that. But that's what everybody says. There's one place, Michael's, whatever, they have the margarita in Rome or something. Okay, everybody, to each his own. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. See, but some people love to be, I don't like this, I don't like that, this is overrated, Chicago pizza stinks because that's really cake. It's not even a pizza. That's not pizza. This is pizza. Too thin, too thick. Want to go into the chili thing? No beans, no meat. That's not chili. Want to go into barbecue? Oh my God. Oh my God. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about barbecue? That is so quintessentially American. So many different styles. Remember that? Remember when Franklin's barbecue came along? How many times the brisket? If you're in some parts of the country, you never have barbecue brisket. That's a Texas thing. You want to put sauce on it? Oh, God, no. Don't do that. That's me. Don't put sauce on it. Don't do that. Don't do it. By the way, that's grilling. That's not barbecue. You want to get into that? You want to get into ice cream? You want to get... I mean, just... Let's get into what we call in this country. Think of how many names you have for big sandwiches. Dagwoods, Subs, Heroes, well, there must be other names. Al Grocha, ladies and gentlemen, New Haven Pizza, Frank Pepe's, and the other one, Frank Pepe's. Have you ever had that before? Frank Pepe's is so smart. They cut it in ways, with the way they cut the pizza, it's like somebody who doesn't understand geography, or geometry. People walking down the street eating lame folded pizza in New York City. Everybody does that. You see it all the time. Now, when somebody does something all the time, well, what does that mean? Is it lame? They have these dollar pizza places. What was it? A slice and a Coke or something used to be $1 or $2. It's the hottest thing. It is the fare. You see these things. Here's something I don't understand. Hoagies. There we go. Hoagies. Grinders. Thank you, Faye. Sally's Abits. That's right. Abits. And they also have the classic Abits is with clams and all that kind of stuff. This is it. I always give people their thing. I always give people this is their style. This is what they love. If you really want to get into something, frankly, hot dogs, encased meat, so older, either from Vienna, Wieners, or Frankfurters from Frankfurt. I think the places that are just the New York, the Dirty Water Dog, has been sitting there for I don't know how long, has a style to it you can't beat. If you're into that, and it might be just romantic. Chicago, completely different with the sport peppers and that nuclear relish and with that one, what is that? That one, the one brand you buy, it's beef and it pops and they have the sesame bun, that, and also maybe German areas, maybe around Wisconsin, the brats and all of that kind of thing. It's a different, it's incredible. It's absolutely encased meats. Oh my God, you can go on forever with that. I'm telling you, when it comes to food in this country, I better hope nothing ever happens to that food supply. I think you know where I'm going with this. I'm sorry. I get very scared about that. Because I want you to understand something. Not to get political, but I will. You've got it because a truck brought it. And like everything else, we get used to it. We get used to everything there is. We get used to stuff that's just, and I'm very concerned about that. Very, very concerned. Now, I don't want to ruin the mood of today, but I do want to tell you that I'm extremely concerned. And I want to tell you something right now because I also want to, for two reasons. Number one, they're our sponsor. And number two, it makes so much sense in the world. And that is simply this. In the case of a food emergency, I want you to know that my Patriot Supply has a special offer for you. Listen to me right now. Go to preparewithlionel.com. This is the only site, preparewithlionel.com, $150 off a 3-month emergency food kit. Now, as much as we love everything and as much as everything is terrific, and this is an emergency. You hope to God you never need it. You hope to God it's like, well, thank God that didn't work out. Because that's the way insurance works. That's the way emergency supplies works. That's the way having flashlights and escape plans. You hope to God you never, ever, ever need them. But if you do, preparewithlionel.com. You can save $150 on a 3-month emergency food supply. I want you to do what millions of people have done. And I'm not using that phrase as an expression. I mean millions. Preparewithlionel.com. Do yourself a favor. Do not get caught. And God forbid, and again, this is insurance. You hope to God you never need it. Money well spent. 25-year supply, 120 pounds, 3-month supply, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. Preparewithlionel.com. Do what I say. Okay? Now, we can talk all day long about this country, and we can talk all day. People in my, neck of the woods, maybe you're like too, you're this way. I have no problem with immigration, heterogeneity. My God, what do you think made this country? Illegal is a different story. We went to an event yesterday. I'm looking around. It's like, my God, we've got just the family provenance of the people who were there shows a heterogeneity around the world you cannot believe. It's this thing where we're talking pizza, we're talking sausage. Where do you think this came from? See, one thing people have to understand about America, and I think Americans in general, and I think you agree with me, I think Christine agrees with me, Donald, Brian Griffin, Larry, immigration is one thing, illegal is another. I don't know about you, but there's something, doesn't your heart melt when you see people who are swearing in and they've got their certificate and they went through isn't that great? Ordered, legal assimilation? What could be wrong with it? I don't understand this. I don't understand how people confuse the two. The music, the food. We're just a baby country. Look at our Constitution. Don't ever let that fail. Do you know our Constitution is not the best? Read, is it the Russian? I think during Stalin, you should read theirs. Oh my God. They cover everything. There are better written constitutions, but they're not followed. They're called parchment rights. They sound good on paper. We're still the best. We can't let that go. Bill says, my wife is a legal immigrant. Well, she should be. I don't know what that means. Why did I say that? I have no idea. Illegal people who come to any culture do not in and of themselves ruin anything. It's not that. It's it's certain people. Do you know the people who've done the worst harm to this country, listen to me carefully, are born here. They're natives. Joe Biden from Delaware or Scranton or wherever he claims to be has done more harm than any illegal alien I know of. Do you agree? Do you agree? What AOC is suggesting, what Carmelita, what the shadow government, these are all Americans. These are all born here. We're not talking about somebody and his wife from Ecuador or something. No. Look at this. Susie says, my hubby cried when he became a U.S. citizen. He was so proud. Absolutely. Mane says, both my wife and mistress are legal immigrants. Bezos, Biden, Bush, Obama, Clinton. I know what you're going to say. Let bygones be bygones. This is crazy. The worst criminals, born here. Serial killers, born here. Child traffickers, born here. Epstein, born here. Ghislaine, different. Everybody. Liz Cheney, born here. Go down the list. See, I swear to you, I have no, if you in New York go to any place, any delivery, I promise you, the person who brings your pizza, your food, whatever, is going to be Latino or Mexican or South American. I guarantee you. Now, if you have food, Walmart, Amazon, but not Walmart, Whole Foods, it'll be most probably a young African American, which is redundant. Absolutely. Is it safe to say every laundromat, every dry cleaner's Asian? Is that right? Still, it's almost understood. Diners, Greek. In the old days, newspaper vendors were Pakistani. Bodega owners used to be Korean. Not necessarily now, but yeah. Nail salons, Korean. I mean, and Chinese too, certainly. But and certain amount of Central American. They come here. Many of these women in these nail salons are trafficked. Absolutely, everybody knows this. But the people who come here and work, like you cannot believe. You know what I found the other day? I was talking to a friend of mine who has a very, very simple thing. Very, very simple thing. Very, very simple. Has a, I might call it like a salon. And all he's looking for is somebody to answer the phone and take appointments or handle appointments by whatever system. Am I right? Cannot find anyone. Nobody will show up. Americans. Some people won't show up because they don't speak English. That's okay. It might work out. I have a friend of ours in the hospitality business, hotels. They are purging. You see what Mark Zuckerberg's doing? They're purging. There's something happening now. They're saying, you know what? We're getting rid of you. Young people in particular, Americans, not showing up to work. Just not showing up. All the problems we're having with pilots and canceled flights, those are Americans. Now, they can have different reasons. Union problems, work. These are Americans. So don't give me this business about, the immigrants. No. I got no problem with immigrants. During the BLM Antifa riots, immigrants? No. Shall I go on? How do we say this? We have this. This is the thing which I do not understand. I'm telling you right this moment. Listen to me and listen good. Please. I'm telling you like I cannot tell you anymore. Really assess the problems we have in this country. Really assess. I can tell you also that being here in New York, I know people love to slam it. I can tell you a lot of stuff. Like you can, if you've been in a city long enough, you can say the good parts and the bad parts. But I can tell you that the number of folks in this city, that what we would be without immigrants, no. Sorry. I know people don't want to hear that. I know people don't care to hear about that. But it's honest to God true. That's not my beef. My beef is with Americans, people who don't vote. And let me say something, and I did a piece yesterday for LionelMedia.com, and it was a brutal, brutal assessment that nobody wants to hear. But up till now, there has been a suggestion of a black-brown kind of a commingling of efforts, African Americans and Latinos working together, joining forces. You are going to see a shift. The prevailing, the predominant, the politically powerful, and this is going to be a problem, will be Latino. Just use that as a kind of a generic term for that. Absolutely. They vote. They are family-centric. They work hard. They're happy to be here. And they are going to flourish in numbers you have never. Years ago, people would say, the number one name in the world is Muhammad. Oh, I didn't know that. Now, does that mean there are more Muslims? No, it just means it's the most popular name. See, people, if for some reason Marmaduke became the most popular, doesn't mean that, I don't know what that, people are British. You have never seen, you will not see anything. You will not see anything like you see when you see the proliferation of Latinos in this country. Believe me. Absolutely. We're seeing a reconfiguration, a reset nobody has ever seen. But here is the deal. This is the deal. This is the most important. I can't say this enough. I can't say it enough, and I will say it right now. The reset is something which is so critical. The reset is something which is so critical, you have no idea how this thing works. Somebody said most New York thugs are foreign. It's not true. I don't know what you mean by that. That's not true. You see, it's easy sometimes for people to sit back and to create a reality that comports with your worldview. It's very easy. It's very easy to do that. But that's okay. I understand that. And the beautiful part about this great country is that you can think whatever it is that you want. And by the way, remember, and this is the most important thing, when you use words like most, run for the hills, because you're going to most probably, I just use most, are incorrect. When you say most, most this, most that, not really true. Now, aside from this, let me also tell you good news. And I did something right now. I did a wonderful brand new piece for Lionel Media for subscribers, and I went into greater detail. But I want people to understand something, which is the most important. My friends, you are a member of a group of people so prolific and so dangerous by virtue of our number than you could even imagine. A dear friend of mine one time, who might be watching now, I don't know, one time said to me, remember, this is rather crude, but so is he. Doesn't matter. It's true. It was so illustrative. You've heard me say this. He says, there are more of us than you will realize. He says, we can drown them in our urine. Meaning there is just so much, our sheer mass. Have you ever been to a party and somebody asks you something, what do you think about such and such? And you say, well, this is what I say. Happens all the time. Well, what do you think about so-and-so? Well, what do you think? And when I do that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, oh, I don't want to tell people my opinion. I'm going to say, you're not going to understand what I'm saying. They're not going to understand what I'm saying. They're not going to grasp what I'm saying. I don't want to answer this question. They're not going to understand it. But I'll try. I'll try. I talked to somebody the other day, and I said, well, what do you think about this Russian? I said, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. No, really. I was like, well, I'll tell you. And it's something which is very, very, very difficult for me to say to you, but I'm going to say it. The people who believe it or not, and I mean this, the people who are very, very, very misinformed, are what Russia and Ukraine are actually about. We have been sold a very simple Manichaean idea. Good guy, bad guy. A good guy, a bad guy. A good guy, bad guy. Right? We love this. Good guy. Who's the good guy? Is he a good guy? Well, is he a bad guy? I don't know. Look at this, my friends. Our bots have saying, get lost. Here we are trying our best to talk about something, and these horrible people would dare to venture and contaminate our beautiful conversation with this smut and filth and slime and grime. And I appreciate the fact that you're vigilant. I appreciate that. Let's say, be gone, foul, deaf spirit, be gone, yay! In the name. Imagine saying this years ago. Imagine sitting around the campfire. You're in Shiloh. You're in Antietam. And they say, you're from the future. Yes, I am. What is the future like? Well, one day when you're doing a live stream, you're going to be hit with bots. What? What are you talking about? Oh, it's going to be tough. You don't know what hell is. Imagine that. Tell us about the future. Well, I sure will. Some days you're going to be in a place with lousy Wi-Fi service. What? Yeah, Wi-Fi service. Wi-Fi service. Imagine what it would be like going to work, saying, here, I've got this device. Now, I can't, you can't charge it. Well, it's electricity. What? But I've charged it up. What is it? It's a phone. It's a what? It's a phone. It's a phone, yeah. There's no Wi-Fi here. There's no what? You imagine this. So you don't understand. See, well here, okay, I'm going to pretend there's Wi-Fi. Look at this. I'm going to take your picture. Just, wouldn't you love to do that? Just go back in time to see somebody say, I'm going to show you something. Or to go to a village, even places now. Places who've never, maybe they've seen it. But go back to Papua New Guinea in the late 19th century and say, smile, look at this. You'd be a god. People would worship you. I'm just saying. Lionel should do just an hour. Oh, they're back. I know. Well, we're going to do our best. Who are... you know what? I got to tell you something. Imagine somebody saying, Did you meet my wife? Oh, how did you meet? Well, I was doing a live stream one day, and this troll came up, and I answered the ad, and well, I don't know, it's love at first sight, and that's it. I mean, how lonely. It must be popular. Do you remember in the old days when you were a kid and Playboy magazine? What? Right around the time that smut came along, you'd go to a drugstore and you go, oh my God, what is this stuff? Look at these black and white. Look at this. Playboy. Oh my God. It was sinister looking. Hugh Hefner looked like the devil. You know what I mean? It was just, that was it. And then maybe there was you put on a Rusty Warren album. Ooh, you know, very, very innocent stuff. Kind of sad. And then all of a sudden, we get this. Oh, Lordy. Let me see. There we go. We'll do the reportage. Thank you. All right, my friends. So let me ask you on a nicer note, please, for today. I just want to be a little bit cooler and calmer. What are we doing today? Doug says, that's how I met my wife. True story. Okay, very good. What are we doing? Christos, take us to where you are going. What are you going to be doing to celebrate tonight, today? Tell me what you're doing in your own way. Please tell me. What is everyone doing? Everybody? Shall we? I'm waiting. Let's don't be too distracted by this. Look at this. Lionel, what you need to be looking into to further your understanding of Ukraine is semiconductors. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to do that as soon as we hang up. Barbecuing, gardening. You know how many people put gardening? There's something very, there's something about the smell of dirt. We were walking in a park the other day and we smelled the smell of trees and ground and dirt. Drafting, eating leftovers, spending time with my family. Please, you know this. When you're with your family, there may be a time when they come across to you as, well, sometimes annoying. And sometimes they are. But there will come a time when you will look back at that moment as being the greatest time of your life that you would give anything to recreate. You would give anything. And if you have a big family, and if you have cousins and whatever, and people get together for these deals, celebrate them. Because everything you've ever heard, everything you've heard, everything is true about missing people and I'm telling you. Faccia bruta, staying away from my family. Look at this, fireworks. Barefoot gardening. There you go. This is wonderful. Watching out for skells. I like this. Going to Lud's for barbecue. Burgers with a family, then maybe a ball game or the Scythian concert downtown. Look at that. Enjoying my day off by doing anything I want. You know, it's so funny. A friend of mine just retired. And he said, I can't believe it. And in 2 days, he's ready to pull his hair out. He has absolutely nothing to do. And I'm thinking, my God, I don't know what to tell you. Guinness and smoked chicken wings for lunch. Look at this, Johnny Ryan. I've got to tell you something. If you looked, you know the story about chicken wings. Supposedly, as people say, it came from the Anchor Bar in Buffalo, New York. That's the story. Somebody was there. They had a mother. The owner of the bar said, we've got some friends or something. The usual serendipitous story. They went in the back. What do we have? All we have is chicken wings and, hot sauce and celery. And anyway, make the long story short. What a delight that is. Think about this. How glorious is the chicken wing? I know it sounds corny. Something that simple. Look at ribs. Look at ribs. Trap shooting in Kenosha. What's the difference, Brad, between trap and skeet shooting? You may consult your or sporting clays, which is very good. I'll watch the fireworks from Akron, where the rubber gonna meet the road. Fantastic. Gardening with more bear than feet. There's something, look at this, eating watermelon, not fixing anything. Sister Loretta rock and roll. Celebrating Independence Day in the lives of John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. Playing with my dog. Guinness, and I already read that one. Isn't that also wonderful when you have a dog and a pet? Something that shows you unconditional love. That's what today is. May I ask you one thing right now? But before we do this, please, I've got to also stop and just say our good thanks to another one of our sponsors, Mr. Mike Lindell from MyPillow.com. Use the promo code Lionel and receive a free gift. I love that. Redundant, perhaps. Tautological, yes. Or call 800-645-4965. What are you waiting for? Use promo code Lionel or mypillow.com/Lionel and look at the veritable, this potpourri of sleep-inducing sleep supplements, from pillows to clothing to nightwear to toppers to every conceivable aspect attendant to and supplementing your moments of sleep. It's beautiful. And to a great man and a great cause. And you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And isn't it funny that some of the stores that decided, well, we're not going to carry My Pillow anymore, all of a sudden they started plummeting. So show your support for yourself. Give yourself the gift of sleep. Go to mypillow.com. Use promo code Lionel. And you will receive, I know, a free gift. Look at the deals. mypillow.com. 800-645-4965. Now, as we celebrate America, give me one word. One word, my friends. One word. One word to celebrate today. If you had to say, this is my country. Not my government. Not Trump or Biden or anything. No. That's government. But my country. Imagine there's somebody coming here and they say, what is America about? My first question is, where is it? Look at this. James says, My Pillow is great. Surprisingly so. Isn't it something when something that they say is great actually turns out to be great? In any event. What is it? What did you love to explain to people? Where are you from? There are 3 states in this country. 3 states that show a different, almost a separate identity from anything that we know. West Virginia, Texas, and Louisiana. Almost a separate identity. Louisiana has its own Napoleonic code, very interesting. Different, they have parishes versus counties and different French and whatever it is. Texas, by virtue of the Lone Star State, has built into it the right to secede. And West Virginia, the proudest people anybody's ever seen. West by God, Virginia. Look at this. America, abundance, smelling roses, Texas, freedom. Freedom. I think there's freedom in it. Don't you think there's freedom? I mean, don't you know people in France or Italy or most people in Canada? I know people in China who would say, we're doing great here. I don't have any problem with it. Nobody's. Someone writes, Marxists killed America. Do you believe that? Do you believe that Marxists, planned economies, Marxist class structure, Marxists killed America? Does anybody think that America is killed? That it's over, it's done, it's finished? Do you really think that? I don't think you mean that. I think we say things. Freedom to abort. It's not the only one. Janine, do you think that is the only thing that defines us? Do you think that kills everything that right now, our ability to speak, our ability to go out, your ability to enjoy your family or work or do whatever it is, that's somehow been affected negatively by Marxists, by abortion? Abortion's been going on in this country for I don't know how long. But do you think that destroys it? I don't feel like it. In the least. It doesn't affect my freedom. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. This is the thing which is I see, it's very easy, and I understand, Janine, and I believe me, I'm with you on this one. Sometimes I find myself so caught up in all that is negative. Here we go too. Feminists killed the family. I don't think so. Do you think a feminist, let me ask you something. Do you think for 1 minute that women have suffered? Have you as a woman ever suffered in terms of discrimination, whether it's official discrimination, governmental discrimination, social, because you are a woman? Does anyone here feel that? Is there any woman who's ever felt the glass ceiling, lower expectation, difference in pay, whatever? Of course you have. Do you think feminism has a position? Ideally, not all of it. Not all of it. Do you think that we need to work on basically, or have worked in the past, to equalize the playing field? Do you think that? Absolutely. What about gay folks? Do you think gay people have been treated fairly? Absolutely not. Do you think there's some gay folks abuse the cause? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you think that drugs should be legalized? I do. Do you think that some people abuse drugs? Yes. Do they give drugs a bad name? Yes. Are you tired of walking out and always smelling weed? Yes. But do you think people who smoke weed should be in jail? No. What does that mean? Do you think our taxation is safe? Do you think that we have been put into some kind of weird form of servitude, involuntary servitude, by virtue of Federal Reserve and taxes and oh my God. Not only that, these ESGs that are going to be used by Klaus Schwab and others, yes. Has that been so great that it's affected and totally killed everything about our country? Of course not. Is it bad? Yeah, terrible. Do you think it's terrible what they're doing to children in school? I do. Do you think that kills the whole country? Do you think that we as a society have lost completely? There are people that I know, more people than not, that say, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have drag shows or drag queens in our kids' class. Many of them do. Not everybody does. There are more people than you will ever realize who will say, what are you talking about? I love this country. Nobody's bothering me. I'm going to work. I'm coming back. I don't know. Maybe I live in a small town, maybe whatever. I don't know. I'm happy. I'm doing terrific. What are you talking about? Yeah, but they killed 60 people this week in Chicago. Not where I live. And there are people in Chicago who say, well, yeah, it's bad, but we're happy. Maybe they're in the outskirts. Have you ever done that? When you sit back and you see things, and I hear all the time about New York, oh, New York is the worst. Have you been here? No, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be in New York. No way. Absolutely not. I don't want to be in New York. Well, how do you know what you're talking about? Well, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think I do. I kind of like to say this stuff. I sort of kind of like to say this stuff. I say these things and I, you know what I mean? I just sort of do these things. I say stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. I told you this the other day. We have a friend of ours who's from China. And her parents are, I think they're younger than we are. I don't know. And they're living a great life. And they're having a ball. They're having a great time. And they live, I don't know exactly where they live, but I'm telling you, they live completely unencumbered by any kind of governmental encroachment or overkill. Absolutely. So what are you going to do? So my friends, I want to tell you, I want to thank you for this. I guess the trolls are back. What are you going to do? So listen, I also want to thank you. Let us celebrate us. I don't know how long we've been together. Many of us have been here together for years. And even though it's pretty rough in this country, you got to watch what you say. You got to be careful. Talked to a woman the other day who's in her 90s. And she says, you got to watch out what you say today. Even she's saying it. You got to watch what you say. You can't say. Is there suppression? Yes. And what's interesting, which we never had growing up, is that the government is using social media as a form of proxy to shut and quash and stifle free speech. And that's a dangerous thing. That's very, very scary. But that being said, do I want to leave? Absolutely not. Am I leaving? Absolutely not. Do I love this country? You bet. And they have been saying this forever. If we went back in the 20s, they would say, this is the worst we have ever seen. You see, yeah, but there's roaring 20s and great, I don't hear about that. Dillinger and Prohibition, this is the worst. Just got done with World War I, that was a disaster. Hitler, the greatest generation. Talk to somebody who was in World War II. Woody, what's his name? The Medal of Honor recipient, the last Medal of Honor recipient of World War II. Ask him about his world, about Hitler, Mussolini, and fascism. How the world was going to change. Ask them. Please don't get caught. I find myself doing it too. Oh, I can't stand this one. And Joe Biden did this. And Carmelita did this. And Liz Cheney did this. And the J6 here. And they don't like Trump. And we've got China. And we've got this and social credit. Oh, my God. And there's no speech. And I can't talk about. We got masks and COVIDs and lockdown. And we have free speech encroachment. I can't even talk about even therapeutics. This is the worst. We've got people. I don't know what's going on here. I don't recognize these kids are walking around there. They're not talking. They're looking at their phones. Nobody talks. There's no family. The crime is through the roof. Okay. Is that it? Are you done? Good. You feel better? Yeah, I feel better. Great. This is still a great country. I can't say it's the best in the world. I don't know. I've never lived anyplace else. I don't know. I'm sure Canadians say this is the best we live in. I'll bet you there are people in Canada, Justin Trudeau notwithstanding, who say we love Canada. It's a beautiful place. He doesn't have any control over us. Really, actually? Right now, do you feel the effect of Joe Biden? No. Do you feel the effect of Donald Trump? No. I don't. When you get up and do something right now, are you going to feel the fact of this feminism and this abortion death culture? No. No. Maybe ideologically you do. Maybe in the back of your mind you do. So just remember this. Just remember. Never give up the fight. Never give up your vigilance. Never give up your anger. But don't lose your mind in this. It's very easy. We had a woman the other day who, a while back, I think I told you, we were at an event, and they elected to do the Pledge of Allegiance. And she said, I don't want to do the Pledge of Allegiance. And I wanted to say, why don't you, and she also has this miserable daughter, get out of here. Go someplace. You're always in a perpetual state of anger, disgust. She doesn't like anything. Trump, this, racism, this, nationalism. Always in a perpetual funk. I despise that. I'm not saying she's not without a point. But do yourself a favor. You're going to be of no use to anybody if you're constantly negative. In fact, you can kind of laugh at it in a weird way. I'm looking at things, I'm thinking to myself, I can't believe what I'm seeing that I'm forced to deal with. And there is a collective, believe it or not, there is a collective mental illness and a depression that I think that I see coming over the country. And people that I know in particular who get involved in this, especially in our political circles, because we look into things that nobody looks into. I mean, nobody. I was explaining to somebody the other day, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, and I realized they were so lucky not knowing what I was talking about. Ignorance is bliss. And when I got done telling them, I made them upset. I thought to myself, have I accomplished anything? Have I motivated them to become more involved? Not really. All I've done is I've just frightened them, angered them. That's all we do. And we keep doing this. Watch any of the shows today. Watch any news show on any cable news, Fox, CNN, whatever it is. And what is their goal? To anger you about something. Either the Democrats or Donald Trump or whatever. So let me just tell you something. We thank you. We want to say happy birthday, America. We want to say that despite whatever, we're going to work to make it better. We're going to work to throw these bums out of office. I have no problem with that. But as far as the core goes, the essential abecedarian lattice work of respect for the country, not the government, that is unwavering. And I want to thank you for that. Please subscribe to this channel. Please hit the bell, like the video. Please go to Mrs. L. She has a brand new video under Lynn's Warriors at YouTube or on YouTube. We would be so honored if you were to bless us and grace the portals with your presence. And speaking of gracing the portals, July 16, that's 12 days from now at the Cutting Room, No limitations. No nothing. Come on in. Everybody just come in. New York is open for business. There's some places every now and then, but not this one. No masks, no cards, no nothing. Just come on in. And the tickets are available here below. All right, my dear friends, have a great and a glorious day. We thank you. Please, thank you for supporting our sponsors. Thank you for being not who you are, but what you appear to be. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Until then, ta-ta.